Good evening, YouTube. This is Jonathan Milton, aka the Machine King, bringing you one more profile tonight. I'm actually doing our Jinzo profile. I finally got a Jinzo deck profile. I have been tweaking and doing different stuff. Um, this this deck could definitely change when the new Bandit Key stuff comes out later in 2018. But for right now, this is what it's going to be. I have a couple more decks I need to upload. However, for tonight, this is going to be my last one. Because I uploaded a couple other decks, so go check out my page. Burning Abyss, updated my Cosmo deck, did an ABC Galaxy build, and what I'll be doing is after I post this video, I'll be going in the description below, and I'll be actually putting the links to all the other videos in my channel, so that way you all have easy access to it. And then a couple other channels that I've tagged. Please go check out their channels because they work really hard, a lot harder than I do. So go check out their stuff because their content is awesome. Without further ado, let's get in this deck profile. Jinzo Cosmo is probably my favorite deck, but overall Jinzo is my favorite card of all time. And it has been a little rough trying to find a deck that can really work with Jinzo. And I've seen in regional and that kind of stuff that Jinzo's been sided, against like paleo players and that kind of stuff. But I think I found a deck. I've play tested it. It works pretty well. So let's dive into this deck profile, and I'll try to explain as I go a little bit because Jinzo is relatively old. Some people don't know what some of these cards do. So the boss monster of the deck is Jinzo. This variant's so good. Love this variant. But Jinzo is fucking awesome. It just negates trap cards. It's level 6. And so that's the main boss monster you want to do with that deck. So going into, sorry about that. Next monster you want to do is Jinzo Returner. You want to run 3 of them. So if a Jinzo is in the grave and Jinzo Returner gets pitched to the grave, you can special summon a Jinzo from your graveyard till the end of the turn, which is really cool for OTKs and that kind of stuff. We'll get to see a combo I get to do with Jinzo Returner here in a little bit. 3 Jinzo Ejector. He's the newest Jinzo card, and by new, he's still a couple of years old. But Konami, I know you don't really watch small guys' YouTube channels, but get some more Jinzo support. I'll tell you right now, it'd be really cool to get this archetype back. So what he does is you normal summon him, then you can pitch the Ejector off the field, and what happens is you add a Jinzo to your hand, and then your opponent flips their back row over, and if they have any trap cards down, you get to special summon from your hand that many, so they have that many Jinzos. So if they have 2 trap cards down, you have 2 Jinzos in your hand, you get to special summon those 2 Jinzos. And with this new ban list coming out, which this could be, I'm not saying it's gonna be fucking great, but with cards like Bottomless Trap Hole, Torrential Tribute coming off that ban list, this could see, an uptick in a little bit more of consistency, which is really cool. 3 Battle Fader, just because you got stall. This isn't a make a boss ass monster like ABCs and go boom for game. This is, I want to nuke your stuff and grind this out, and I'm going to win grinding it out. So this is a good way just to stall. I've seen different variants in these. I saw 3, I saw 1, but I wanted 2. Armageddon Knight. Let's card summon some Dark Monster from your deck to the grave. It's really cool combo. That way, you send your returners, your Jinzos, and whatever else you want to send. I have a couple tech cards I'm running here. You'll see in a little bit. Dark Griffer, he's a very interesting card. He has a lot of cost, and it's a little disheartening. But you can pitch a card. You can pitch a card in order to special summon this from your hand, and once he's summoned, then you can pitch another card in order to send a card from your deck to the graveyard. Pitch a dark monster. I mean, so you pitch a dark, then you can send a dark from your deck to the grave. Which, in theory, yes, it's cool, but it's also a hefty hit on your hand. So I mean, you don't want to go too overly done with him. 2 Summoner Monk, because he's a dark, and you get that extra rank 4 play, which is very nice in this deck. Alright, and now you're getting a little bit more of the newer stuff. 2 Link Slayer. I ran 2 Twister, and what I just found, what's so cool, it's just so fucking awesome about this card, is because with Twister you go, you play it, and you pitch the card, and you pop 2 back row. Well, and I was thinking, why not special summon, pitch up to 2 cards, so then you pitch 1 or 2 cards. One, you get these dark monsters that you need into your graveyard, and also, because this was a special summon monster, you can use this as a tribute for Jinzo. So, I mean, you still get the effect of Twin Twister, and you still get the tribute from Jinzo. Which, that's why I run Link Slayer, and I think it's a really good card, and I think it's starting to become more used instead of Twin Twister. Now, I run 2 tech cards. So the first tech card I run is Dark Worm. Because I'm an ABC player, I knew of the Destrudo and Dragon Ravine kind of plays, and actually this works pretty well in this deck. I mean, the fact that you have so many monsters and effects that can get this to the graveyard, have anything on the field, you can special summon this card and use this as a tribute for Jinzo. It's just really, really good. So, I mean, that's a really good bonus to have. And then the last tech card that I run, it's not a dark monster at all. I run Treeborn Frog. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, why in the fuck are you going to run Treeborn Frog in this deck? Well, the combo that I love to do with this is if you control no monsters and say these 2 cards are in your graveyard, is you can special summon your dark worm to the field, and because you don't control a Treeborn Frog, you can special summon that to the field. So not only now do you have a way to just get rid of one of these in order to get a Jinzo, but you also have different plays you can do. There's just so much you can do with this. I mean, I run a decode talker, so I mean, the fact that you can do this, and then normal to go right into decode is really good. But that is all the monsters that I run. Next up is just magic cards. I run 2 Allure. I was running 3, but I just found that 2 is the right ratio, and I really didn't feel like buying a fucking 3rd Allure. So, right now I'm just going to run with 2. That could change later on down the road, but right now I'm pretty happy with 2 and how it's been working. And then this is the card that I have been needing in Jinzo, and didn't even know this shit existed. Fires of Doomsday. And what this card does is, it's essentially like how you scapegoat during your opponent's turn to get the tokens on the field, so then that way during your turn, you could go to Proxy Dragon, and then, summon a monster, go into Decode Talker, and you still got those 2 tokens left over. So what Fires of Doomsday does, it's essentially kind of like that. So what you do is you pop this during your opponent's turn to get you 2, Doomsday tokens, and you contribute summon these tokens, but can only be for a dark monster. So, and what's awesome is because you only need 1 token, if your opponent gets rid of one, all you need is one token out of this card to get that Jinzo. So that's what's cool, and it's a quick play. Like it's really good. It makes this deck so much more viable, and it really just helps the flow of the deck. 2 Inferno Reckless Summons, just because, you have things that, obviously you want to, the main thing you want to do is with Ejector, and because his name is treated as Jinzo, when you use Inferno Reckless Summon, that you get to special summon all of your Jinzos to the field. So I mean that's the big point of the deck. But another combo that I do is not only that, but also with a Battle Fader. I mean, this is considered as a dual-purpose card where you can go and then you get your your other copies of Battle Fader. Why you do this, you ask? Well, I run Nightingale in the extra deck, so I mean that can have dividends in it also, but I found it works for me. But I mean, then again, you don't see Jinzo played very often, so you can only do what you're dealt with. Like, the next tech card I run is Unite We Stand. I like this card for the sole fact of even just, I understand this can get ghost ogred, but you know what? I really don't give a shit. You can put this on here and give it to Jinzo, makes him a 3200 beater, can get over blue eye shit, and if you have things, you already have Jinzo in the field, you have things like Fires of Doomsday, where you can pop and then it gets 800 per thing, so you have 2 tokens plus the Jinzo. That's a help. It becomes a beat stick of a monster. Plus you can not compare, but you can equip this to Nightingale, so then she gets the effect of the Battle Faders, where she gets 200 attack or something. Well, then this bumps it up to 1400. So 1400 3 times. Well, guess what? That can cause some problems. Now for the one reasoning, the 1 soul charge, Dark Hole for board wipes, Foolish Burial in order to get shit to the grave, Upstart Goblin for draw power, Instant Fusion, and the new card off the ban list, Monster Reborn. Just a damn good card, and it helps us down a lot. But I mean, that is all one of those, and that's the magic cards. And then I play 3 traps, and it's just 3 call. So I mean that's the deck. I understand there's gonna be new support coming out, but I mean as of right now, this is what I'm working with. As for the extra deck, my instant fusion target, 1000 hours restrict, and also is it's a level 1 for Nightingale if I need it to be, so it's Treeborn Frog. So I mean, you could, if you had, if your hand was, Inferno, Battle Fader, Instant Fusion, and say Treeborn Frog was in your graveyard, where you can special summon Treeborn Frog, normal summon the Fader, Inferno, get 2 more Fader, Instant Fusion, get the restrict. All that goes for Nightingale. Other just rank 1 that I play, Princess Sprite, to me is becoming more of a staple for these lower monsters that are getting machine duped and Inferno Reckless summoned. The one Nightingale, because I already talked to y'all about that. That's just for some generic rank 4s. Castell, Shark, Silent Honor Arc, Gear Guy X for searches. You have Diamond Direwolf, Kamikaze card, where you get to destroy some back row. Speaking of back row, pop some more with Tornado Dragon. So then, you have Utopia, number 39 Utopia. So you run the package with that when you get Utopia the Lightning. And then, you run the Constellar M7, because there is a chance that you could get Inferno Reckless Summon, get 2 Jinzos on the field, so you want to have a couple rank 6s available. I like this card, number 6, Chrome Anomaly, Atlantis. This is a very familiar card, at least it isn't for me. Essentially, you know, when it's XYZ summon, you can target one number monster in your graveyard, equip that to its target, it gains attack equal to half the attack of the equipped monster. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, then send the monster equipped by this effect to the graveyard, have your opponent's life points. I mean, the fact that you can have your opponent's life points is huge with this card. The other generic rank 6 that I run is the Photon Strike Bowser, just to hit your opponent a little bit. And then I run I run 2 link cards. I was running a decode, and I thought about it, and I actually changed it up a little bit. I'm actually running 2. I ordered them; they're not in yet, but they came out in Extreme Force. I believe they're it's called Encode Talker. It's a Link 2 monster. One of the arrows points down, but essentially what it does is a monster pointing to that your opponent's monster loses attack points equal to the monster that it's pointing to. So that can prove to be very beneficial, since the Link 2 for just, you know, 2 monsters or 2 effect monsters. I mean, either way, you know, it's going to work. But that's the only other Link cards I really run, and that's it. You know, this deck has really been fun for me to make, and obviously it could be updated once all the new Bandit Key stuff comes out. But for right now, you know, this is where it's at. And if y'all have any questions, please comment below. If y'all like the deck, you know, feel free to give me a little shout out. Just comment below if you have any questions. Just want to say a comment. Like the video, subscribe please. And other than that, this is Jonathan Milton, and I'm Machine King. I'll have some more videos up soon, but for tonight, I am out.